to the show. I'm Pete, this is Gonzalo, and this is Noah Knows, the show that's going to take the guesswork out of home remodeling.
That's right, guys. And stick around, because if you didn't know, now you'll know.
So what do we got going on, Gonzalo? So we're it's our first show. Welcome, people. Welcome to our viewers. This is our first show. Some of you guys might only know me by my pointer finger, but this is us in person now. And we just built out this studio.
That's right. How you guys like it? I hope you guys like and enjoy our studio. And, you know, we'll take your comments on how you guys love it or like it or hate it. All right. So, Pete, why don't we tell our viewers what's the purpose of Noah Knows? Why are we doing this?
So, yeah, so we see everybody else getting out there throwing their 2 cents, as you call it, in on the social media world. And we figured, hell, we've been doing this for 40 years. Let's throw our hat in the arena. And we got a lot of stuff to put out there. I think we got a lot of good content coming up and very informative stuff that we want to get out to our viewers.
That's right. So basically, with all the knowledge that we have here, and we thought, why not share this with our viewers and our clients, right? So pretty much, why don't we go over how is our show going to be set up, the segments of our show?
So, yeah, we figured what we'll do is we'll set our show up in about like 4 segments. First, we'll do a Q&A that's completely driven by you guys at home. You're going to send in your questions. We'll put it up through the week on our social media. You guys send in your questions, and then we'll go through them, and we're going to answer them live here on the show. Then we're going to have a segment called What's Trending. So we're going to do what's trending in the construction industry or whatever our guest is going to be, and then we're going to see what's trending in their industry, right? So our third segment's going to be what's new. Same thing, same kind of follow through. We're going to do what's new in our industry or what's new in our guest's industry. And then we're going to have our mystery guest. So every couple of episodes, we're going to have a special guest, whether it be somebody more important in the industry, one of our vendors, or maybe even a client's going to come onto the show, and they're going to talk about their experiences and what's trending and what's new.
That's great. So now you guys know there's a lot to expect from this show, a lot of information, and we're going to be able to share with you guys what happens on the day-to-day at the Noah Construction, daily.
Yeah. And we're doing this raw, off the cuff. So, that we're going to, I hope you guys can appreciate it at home, where it's going to be live, raw. And if we mess up, it is what it is, right? So
that's it. So with that being said, Pete, let's start with our first question. And let me just ask you, why Noah Knows? Why don't we tell our viewers why Noah Knows?
Oh, wait. So we get a lot of questions, a lot of call-ins for estimates, and they ask a lot of questions about different things. And it's always the same questions over and over, about home remodeling, price, what the process is. And we just think, it's time to get all the information out there to these people so they can be more informed about how to navigate through the home remodeling process. And we're taking a lot of time from our busy schedules to do this. So, it's really important to answer these questions and get them out there just to help the viewers, maybe new clients coming, so they understand what they're getting into when they're going into home remodeling.
Of course, that's great. So pretty much sharing our 40 years of experience with our viewers, letting them know all the information possible that we could share with them, right? So
yeah, between the both of us, you're in the field, I'm in the office. I'm also in the field. So between us, we can get a lot of information out to you guys. Listen, our show's going to be driven by you, the viewers. So we want your questions. And you know what? There's no stupid questions, right?
That's it. We always said stupid is not asking. So please share your questions with us. All right. Yeah. Now, Peter, this is going to take me to one of the questions that we get asked the most, right? And we get it from our clients. We get it from our DMs, right, on Instagram. And who is Noah? Why don't we tell people who is Noah?
You know what? That's a great question, Gonzalo. So yeah, I get this question all the time. when I go on estimates and just people in general who meet us for the first time. So, no, there is nobody named Noah in my family or any employee named Noah. So Noah is.
Oh, hold on a second. So you're telling me, because I get this all the time. When do I get to meet the Noah guy? When do I meet Noah? Who's Noah and this and that? So no one in your family, no one in not Noah Construction is named Noah.
No children, no family members, no dogs. No one's named Noah. So basically, I'll give you a little story that comes behind the name Noah. So years ago, when my father was just starting out, he was not a GC when he first started. He worked for his father, my grandfather, as a subcontractor, framing projects. And he was also doing that for other contractors out there at that time. This is like the early 70s. So my father was known to build like unbuildable projects. So if you needed something built, you would call him and he would come in and he was able to do, he was like cutting edge on what the next things were.
So basically, anything that no one else wanted to touch, your father was doing.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was known for that as a subcontractor. So when he decided he wanted to go out and start his own business, him and my mother started just brainstorming and thinking of names. And my mother came up with Noah's Ark, because Noah was actually the first carpenter in the Old Testament. Right. The first carpenter in the Old Testament that was tasked by God to build an unbelievable. It was an unbelievable task. They were tasked by God to build the ark, right? That actually saved humanity, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so my parents thought that name was fitting, since he was tasked to build something that nobody else could build. So
that's great.
That's great. Where we carry it on to this day.
That's awesome. And pretty much to this day, we still do the same, because how many times those people come to us and say, hey, I already had 3-4 contractors look at it and they tell me they can't figure it out. So 100%. I guess we're still building and completing those undoable tasks for many others, right?
100% every day.
Sounds good. All right, Pete. So I'm going to take you to my next question. And how do you get into construction? Why, what got you here?
How did I get into construction so I guess I could say it's in the family blood, I guess, right? My grandfather, my father, now me, but so.
That's right. I just want to let my viewers, our viewers know this is 4th generation right now.
Yes. So basically when I was very young, I'm probably around 5 or 6 years old. My parents and my grandparents, they seen that I had this drive for construction, right? I would do all this crazy stuff. So it was on my 5th or 6th birthday. They bought me a tool belt and a tool chest, and this is what my parents tell me. So this is how I know how I got into construction, Right. So they bought me this tool set and tool pouch, and the next morning after my birthday, I went out. Everybody was sleeping, and I cut all the pickets off the whole fence.
Okay. So more than construction, that seems to be like deep construction.
Yep. So I was like, yeah. So basically, yeah. My father woke up. He was so angry, but yeah, he was probably taken back at my skills at that young age, right? So
it's good. It's good.
But yeah, so after that, it just expanded where I just loved building tree houses, go-karts. It got to the point by 8, 9 years old, I had all the kids in the neighborhood come over, and it was in the middle of the summer, so we wanted a pool, so we dug a built-in pool in the backyard. Just shovels, dug a hole, filled it with water, and that was it. My mom said, that's it. You got to take this kid to work, because I can't have him here. He's causing a ruckus. So that's what started my actual construction career. I started going to work with my father, and at 9, he would drop me off with the guys, and I started by loading dumpsters, and then it progressed into, if I got that cleanup done fast enough, I went into nailing off the plywood, and then I went into framing. Yeah.
All right. Which at that age, what kid doesn't want to play around with nails and hammers and?
I remember back then there was no nail guns or saws there were saws, but there was no nail guns, so we had to do everything by hand. It was
great. Now I do have information here that that's not what you actually went to school for. So why don't you tell us a little bit of what you went to school for and how do you combine that with what we do today in construction?
I was learning how to do the construction field, right? I was learning how to build. I was getting more interested in the architecture part of it, you know. Giving you a little back history, you know, when I was about 14, 15 years old, we had this lead carpenter that actually sat me down and said, you know, if you could figure out the disconnect between the client and the plans, because we always have to deconstruct what the architects do, and it's a whole huge setback because it's never really what the client wants until they see it built. So that kind of hit me, and I was like, you know what? I mean, maybe I should start looking into that, because I mean, this guy's been in the business for like 50 years, this carpenter. So that made me want to learn architecture more and learn how to communicate with the client better. So as I was working in the field for my father, he was also bringing me on estimates where I would listen to the clients.
Right.
So I would listen to them and then be able to come up with a design that fit their needs. I was getting pretty good at it.
So that's the whole aspect right there, that skill of the visionary, where you're able to listen to your clients and grab their vision, draw it on a piece of paper, and turn it into a reality.
Yeah. But to get back to your question, you know, I loved architecture. I loved the building and the deconstruction and the construction, but I felt like I was called for something else, and I went into the field of, and I went to college for graphic design and advertising, which I really wanted to push into. I also minored in architectural design, so I never really left that. You know, I always carried that with me. But what happened was, as I was coming out of college, my father got sick, and I had to go back fully into the family business. And then I started really running the company from there. So, and really putting my spin on what I thought the company should be, which is design and build.
That's pretty awesome. We love that. So now that we know a little bit of the history, right, of where Noah comes from, your background on how you got started on the construction industry and all of that, I think this opens the window now for us to talk to our viewers about the next segment that we're going to have, which it will be what's trending.
Wait, hold on. We got to talk about you first too. So so tell us a little bit about yourself before we jump into the trending. Yeah, let's talk about let's talk about how you got into our business. But first, how you got into construction yourself.
Great. So we'll switch it a little bit.
Yeah, let's switch it, because I want the audience at home to know how you are and how special you are.
Yeah. Right. So thank you for that. So I'll tell you guys, at a very young age, I became a father at a very young age, which by the age of 17, 18, right out of high school, put me into, I got to go to work to provide for my family, right? So the first real job that I ever had was in a roofing and siding company. And once I got into it, I saw that was the way for me to provide for my family, for my newborn. And I took it all in. I was always curious. I was always, they will tell me, do it this way. But I wanted to know why, right? So asking questions, also was lucky enough to be around a lot of knowledgeable people, had to learn the hard way, like you did back in the day. And one thing led to another I was lucky enough to find Noah Construction and find you. And, it started from the bottom, cleaning up, doing demo, carpentry, went through many different trades, had the opportunity to be able to experience bigger and bigger projects. And what else can I tell you? Super excited about what I do, have a lot of passion about what we do here at Noah. And personally, extremely happy to be able to get into somebody's home, right? Somebody's house, and see how they have a vision, how they have a project that they want to bring to life, and literally transforming their lives from something that is on paper, and we're able to put it and build it together. And even as it is on paper and there's a plan for it, we always seem to step out of the box and make it better for them.
That's what we're all about, right?
It's really happy to be here, and it's really happy to be celebrating my quinceañera this year, 15 years in.
Yeah, you've been here for 15 years, and you actually helped us get to where we are today, and we couldn't be more blessed to have you in our company. So
thank you. All right, so now that you guys know a little bit about our history,
we'll touch more on it as we go through the episodes too. Okay. So, if you have any more questions about me and Gonzalo, please ask us. We're happy to answer any questions you guys send to us. So yeah, now what's the next segment of our show, right? So what's trending?
That's right. That's what we got. What's trending is a question that we get asked all the time, right? People want to know what's trending. Am I making the right choice to go with these windows or this type of siding or this type of color, or, is something that all the time we get asked, even after people are already building their house, last minute changes because what's trending, and is this gonna not be trending anymore in 2 years, a year? So what can you tell us about that?
Everything, trending, everything that's trending is it comes and goes fast. So, I mean, there's always something new that's going to hit the trends. So basically, I mean, what was hot for a while that we were seeing, we'll touch on something, one of the things is the white and black siding. So, white siding, black windows, black trim. We're seeing a big pull away from that now. And, I'm kind of happy about that because I kind of think that white and black had its day, and now we're seeing a lot more of the earth tones coming back, maybe the lighter grays. We're seeing a little more stone accents getting put on the house. Right. So it's not such a stark white. Even if we're doing white now, it's more of that snow white. Certainty makes a snow white color that everybody's been jumping to. Royal Building Products has got a whole line of natural colors that we've been using as well. And I think
now we're also seeing a lot of combination, right? Where it used to be just siding and certain stone. Now stucco is coming up very.
Yeah. And more of the warmer tones. Yeah. So there's white is out, I believe, for 2025. And we're going more into the warmer tones, warmer colors, or the earth tones.
That's great.
Right? Wouldn't you say? I mean, a lot of people are going with that snow.
Yeah.
Kind of got taupe colors and stuff like that.
I think they're definitely pulling away from the white.
We see a lot of that sterling gray. That sterling gray's been coming out a lot.
Yes.
So.
That's
with the black windows.
The black windows still and the black trims.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, the white is definitely something that if you guys are thinking about doing renovation, redoing your siding or anything like that, definitely think about is dying off right now, right?
Yeah.
All right, Pete. So let's skip to our next question, which is basically
the next segment, right?
Next segment. What's new?
What's new? So what's new in the construction industry? What we've been seeing a lot. What's like the newest thing right now is electric homes, right? So
that's right. Thank you for touching that topic. That's a great topic.
Not only they're electric cars, but now everyone wants full electric homes.
Exactly. So that opens up a bunch of questions. And I'm going to start off with the first one. Electric making his way, right? So how efficient are these homes? What can you tell us about these full electric homes?
Well, I wouldn't want to do an electric home on a full electric home on an older home, right? So the newer homes, the new Energy Star homes we do with the spray foam in the air sealing, and the newer windows and the hot roof, the hot roofs we've been doing, which is an open sill spray foam. These houses are so efficient that it makes sense to go electric at that point. So we've been using a lot of Bosch heat pumps for the heat. So and actually, we don't even have to introduce oil or gas or anything to these homes now. We used to have to because to make hot water, you can always have the heat pump, but there was never the capabilities of making hot water unless you had gas or oil, right?
Right.
So now they make these new heat pump hot water heaters, 100-gallon hot water heaters now. So we can go fully off the grid with full electric on these homes. They can add solar panels, and their electric bills can go way down with the solar panels, and then they can run off of all fossil fuels. So
that's great. So that's another question right there, because is my meter gonna be just spinning, And, you know, how can I stop? Basically, we're putting everything into one utility bill. No more oil, no more gas, only electric. One
electric bill, yeah.
One electric bill.
Listen, I was never a fan of all electric, you know. I'm on the fence about it. We built 2 or 3 homes already, full electric, and the people have been loving it, right? We haven't had
any complaints
from the clients we've done it for. You know, now with that introduction of the hot water, the heat pump hot water heater, I mean that's been a killer. That was always the most expensive part of the electric, is heating the hot water. But now the heat pump technology really takes that to a new level. I mean, it is new. It's still in its infantile stage, and it's still growing. So maybe by next year it'll be even better. But you also got to remember too, when you're going full electric homes, we've been putting 400 amp services in. So, you know, it's a little more expensive, but at the end of the day, now you can have your car charger, you can have your hot water, you can have your heat and your electric cooking. Everything's, and the technology is coming up every day. So
that's great. And not to mention that it's also a lot more safe, right? No fumes, no ignitions,
100%.
Any of that. So that's also a great plus there for the full electric homes.
Thank you guys for watching and tuning in to our first episode. There's going to be many more. We also wanted to announce that next week we're going to be heading to the IBS Builder Show in Las Vegas. So we are proud to announce that we are Westlake Royal Building Pros, and we're Westlake Royal Pros, and we're partnering up with Westlake Royal Building Products, and we're going to be coming to you live from the show with new stories, reels. So keep a lookout on our Instagram and our social media channels, and we're going to be doing a lot of crazy stuff out there. We're going to be partnering with a couple other people, Cambria Quartz, Dura Supreme, and Fabuwood. They're also going to be out there. Appliance World's going to be out there, and it's going to be great. So we just want to make sure you guys all know about it. You tune in, and if you like what you're seeing, like what you heard, please share the show. We appreciate it.
Guys, remember, if you didn't know, now you know.
Give it my all.